Good evening, guys. Ken at Tortoise Capital, nightly strategy podcast for September 19th, 2024. We're going to start with sniper trade of the day, EWW, Mexico, 10-minute chart. Here was yesterday's close. This purple line shows the gap up, a large gap up. So we take that and we bracket it with the R10. And we get the breakdown. It runs up and then runs down, breaks down. So we're short from here, and this is our risk box in the usual way. Standard practice for the large gap opening on one of our standard tradables. It's moving in our favor. Reverses with a higher low. I take a 1, 2, 3 exit, get filled at the spine of the dragon. That's 2R. It continues on through the PSAR flip box. This is an SSC entry, supported spring crossing, standard risk box. It goes right to the previous high, rolls over, hits the skin of the dragon for another 2R. That's 4. And that's good for the day. I want to cover the trades from yesterday. We didn't get back in time to do that, so I'm going to give you a larger set of trades. 0.5 from Hamad on DIA. I still think this was slow getting in, but still, it's pretty close to the VWAP for that entry short, and he's able to capture what was there. He did get a little taste on the OR3 breakout and kept that in the money for 0.5. XLE, he got grinded in on this one for 0.3. HLI also a grind that didn't follow through. Today, he brings in 2.9 on Caterpillar. That's what it looks like when the train is leaving the station. On a day where everything was up massively, I would consider adding a position somewhere on this long wagon train up, like after it touches the dragon and then drives forward. That's probably an area where you can read the kind of a day it is and take advantage of that, maybe. XLE is able to get, he reverses quickly here. Maybe should be getting it a little closer to the VWAP, but still scratched out and got what was available there. Nothing to improve on. EWZ, nothing to improve on. DIA, I think we're maybe a little slow getting back long on this one. But this was kind of a grind after the big gap up. There was just little to no follow through, kind of a surprise for the day. Yesterday, Kevin, minus 0.2 in Devon Energy. This is exactly right. This is a failure to fail further and hold support at the VWAP when it leaves the dragon. There's plenty of time before the Fed announcement to take advantage of that one. But it does very well on this long, tries the SSC, cuts it quick. That's a natural short right there. Stop and reverse at the CD failure. We should be crushing that one. You might have been interested in this as an SSC, but you're getting so close to the Fed announcement that's a good standing by. Jonathan, we've got to let's see where are we at on this one. Yeah, this is a perfect entry right after the VWAP cross and a great exit. And I like this quick scratch. I might, if I'm you, take the failure to fail as a stop and reverse because you just had this really nice long leg. It's holding above the VWAP. The Z3s are starting to expand. If this fails to fail, the next path is up. That might have been a play. On the energy, again, we should be getting this in the pocket right here instead of waiting for the emerging dragon, and we would pick up a little bit more. But both of these are really well done. I think this might have been maybe a bar earlier would have been perfect, but that's still pretty good. And we're a bar late on this, so that difference might be 0.5 difference between one bar late in on both of those decisions. YM, I got to tell you, you got to get this trade right here. There's a big gap up. Um, that you had three shorts that failed. It wants to go up after a big gap up, and right in here, you've got it coming through the Red River. There's your kata two, and you make your whole day with this trade here, and then exiting at the spine, and then 1, 2, 3 re-entry, or when it crosses the dragon, and now instead of 0.13, you get 1.13. So this is not that choppy. If you watch the flow of the RL10, I think we should be taking advantage of the information. Three failed collapsing dragons in a row. That thing wants to go up, and especially after a big gap. So I want to bring that to your attention. The day after a great big Fed announcement with a 50 basis point that made the entire market uh, go to new highs. We should be finding the big indexes going up on that kind of a day. Let's go to daily report. Brand new high, 150-day high, all-time high. Ends in a doji, so we've got a really tight yellow zone. There's a tactical trade waiting to happen. If this breaks through today's low, that could bring it all the way back to the Bollinger Band mean or the 5-day low, either one. But a continuation to the upside is an automatic long. This is really favorable. Um, Bullish normal, broadly overbought. We have to be cautious here and risk off at such heightened levels of gains. But notice how quickly the risk Z is rolling over. Let me zoom in on that a little better. You did not know it was coming up that big in your face, did you? Neither did I. Yeah. So what we have here, uh, this little sell-off into the Fed, this was a nice swing move, and this is the decay of volatility, and we were alert for uh, a sharp move in either direction in price. And the fact that it's going to the long side and volatility reducing, this really favors the long side. And price is at an all-time high. This is a market that can be exploited with steady, small steps. Sorry, we get this resized correctly. Sorry. All right. Um, let's see. Uh, Latin America is warning about overbought. It was so bad for so long that if this market starts failing, that's going to be the first place that I look for weakness to emerge. Um, Winning trades, min pains, the ones with the most distance to cover to get back to their 10-day highs. Walmart and Intel are attractive, and so is JP Morgan, as value plays that have to play catch up. That's how you think about that. Dow tactical summary, only a couple on the auto framer because we're so close to that 10-day high, but real strong breakouts here in Cisco and Caterpillar, and Apple has returned to form. But Caterpillar just quietly getting it done, smashing things on the 1-day, 10-day, and 30-day. It's one of the 2 or 3 strongest symbols in the whole stack, and Tesla just crushing things. It's doing really well. Um, in the auto framer. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped the ETFs. Yeah, same thing in the ETF, strong across the board. Only treasuries on an auto framer. but just broad global strength as the world, um, watches the presidential race and is not afraid of a Kamala Harris presidency. World is not afraid of that. Um, Treasuries, Boeing, United Health testing out on the auto framer. Multiple squeezes. When you see Nvidia, Tech, and Microsoft all on squeezes, that tells you that the upside breakout is really, really strong. If that's going to happen, that breakout to the upside is going to be great. This is the TC2000 auto framer. We've successfully transitioned that over to my partner Sundeep, who's taken over the TC2000 package and future programming. So we're going to maintain adding capabilities to that package. We're going to keep it at the current pricing level for at least the rest of the year because I think it's we're going to breathe some new life into that, and I think it's a good chance to get people equipped with the tools they need for integrated trading in all time frames. Treasuries, again, the only one on a better than 2-to-1 on the auto framer. The NDX tells you how broadly the strength was distributed today, a handful of things that were suffering. And now I'm very interested in these as potential value plays, because if this market wants to go north, I'm getting a chance to buy Coca-Cola, Walmart, Johnson and Johnson, and Procter and Gamble at very attractive prices. So there's a hidden value play inside there. Also Merck and Pfizer. But otherwise, the ones that are really benefiting from the breakout, hard to argue with Nucor, U.S. Steel, Cliff, Tesla, and Cat, though, really dominating. And then only the defensive plays are getting smoked right now, and real estate getting smoked. Brazil is lagging, but otherwise, everything you want. Look at all the globals. And the U.S. is very strong in this, led by tech. So this is an upward seeking market right now. Middle East tension notwithstanding. Frog list remains in effect. Nvidia, marijuana, Tesla, Intel, clean energy. Lots to choose from. Devon, Nucor, Texas Instruments, some good representation from the semis. Nothing much to add on that. This little breakout. This was the long pause that this was the uncertainty, and this is the beginning of certainty. This is getting ready to roll up, and if this takes the same path as this, that's going to 580 before November. All right, that's everything for today. We'll get this published and posted, and thanks for your kind attention.